त्यो युएमा नेपालले सिरिज जितेपछि त्यो फ्यानहरू अगाडि घुमेको थियो नि हात ताले पिट्दै टेस्ट सम्झिनु हजुर एकचोटि ढिलो हुन्छ के हुन्छ र भन्नुहुन्छ अब तल के तर फुल म्याच म्याचमा चाहिँ त्यो गर्न सक्छ त्यो तैँले भने जुमै हुँदो रहेछ के अरे प्लेयरको के क्लोज 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 त यसले त भ्याउँदैन मलाई त्यसले हात गरेर हुन्छ
100 लाइक पनि कम्प्लिट हुन आँटेको छ। सो प्लिज है त 500 लाइक कम्प्लिट गइ
म छेउमा ऊ बिचमा बस चल रही नेपाल पपोगोनिया इन ओमान में सीरीज चल रही 2021 में। और यहाँ पर स्टेडियम की बात करें तो क्रिकेट ग्राउंड मिस्ट्री टर्फ 1 एम्ब्रेट्स यहाँ पर खेले जाने वाला है। बहुत अच्छा मुकाबला यहाँ पर खेले जाने वाला है। क्या 11 बजे से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा इंडियन हिसाब से। 7 सितंबर को मैच चालू हो जाएगा। स्ट्रॉस आपकी स्क्रीन पर दिख जाएगा। यहाँ पर जितने भाई भी देख रहे हैं सभी भाई को दिल से शुक्रिया। यहाँ पर सभी भाई को बोलना चाहूँगा प्लेइंग 11 की बात करते हैं, पप्पू गुनिया की बात करते हैं। इसके साथ पहले अरशद वाला यहाँ पर जुड़ेंगे कैप्टन के रूप में, फिर चार्ल्स अमीन जुड़ेंगे, फिर सीमन टाइल जुड़ेंगे, सेसी भाऊ जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, किपलिन डोंगरिया जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, हिरी जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, जैसन कीला जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, नौसिना यहाँ पर जुड़ेंगे, पोकना यहाँ पर, दमिशा रामुन जुड़ेंगे। इसके साथ यहाँ पर लेगा शिकायत जुड़ेंगे और चंद शॉपर जुड़ेंगे, टोनी उबरा जुड़ेंगे आज के मैच में यहाँ पर। और अगर उसकी बात की जाए यहाँ पर नेपाल की टीम की तो यहाँ पर गरेंद्र माला जुड़ेंगे कैप्टन के रूप में, दीपेंद्र सिंह जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, और विनोद भंडारी जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, सुशन भर्री जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर। इसके साथ साथ यहाँ पर कुशल बुस्तान जुड़ेंगे और अविनाश यहाँ पर होपारा जुड़ेंगे। इसके साथ यहाँ पर सोपल कमली जुड़ेंगे, करण केसी जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, संदीप लेंशाह जुड़ेंगे, कुशल माला जुड़ेंगे, रोहित पंडवाल जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर, पवन सरफा जुड़ेंगे, आसिफ शेख जुड़ेंगे और आसिफ यहाँ पर शेख जुड़ेंगे, विक्रम सोप जुड़ेंगे यहाँ पर। जितने भाई भी देख रहे हैं सभी एक बार लाइक कर दीजिए, साथ ही साथ सब्सक्राइब करते हुए चलिए ताकि आपको अच्छे से अच्छे अपडेट दे पाए। यहाँ पर बहुत ही मज़ा आने वाला है। आज का मुकाबला यहाँ पर काफ़ी मज़ेदार चलने वाला है। जितने भाई भी देख रहे हैं सभी भाई को दिल से शुक्रिया। आज का मुकाबला यहाँ पर काफ़ी अच्छा देखने वाला पीएनजी वर्सेस नेपाल के बीच में फर्स्ट ओडीआई यहाँ पर। सभी भाई से निवेदन है कि एक बार लाइक कर दीजिए, साथ ही साथ सब्सक्राइब करते हुए चलिए चैनल को ताकि आज का मैच काफ़ी अच्छा यहाँ पर लाइक।
गुलसन झा त चोट लागेको कारणले टिमको प्लेइङ इलेभेनमा पर्न सकेका छैनन्। अविनाश बोरा पनि प्लेइङ इलेभेनमा पर्न सफल भएका छैनन्। सो हामी यो बिचका 3 अनुहारलाई आजको बलिङ लाइनअप सम्हालेको हेर्न पाउनेछौँ, जहाँ विक्रम सोप, सन्दीप लामिछाने र सुशान्त भाली नेपाली टिमको बलिङ लाइनअपलाई सम्हाल्नेछन्। कति बजे सुरु हुन्छ गेम भन्नुहुन्छ? गेम सुरु हुन अब मात्र 8 मिनट बाँकी रहेको छ। 8 मिनटपछि खेल सुरु हुनेछ, जहाँ नेपाल पहिला ब्याटिङको लागि उत्रिनेछ। हामी पहिला ओपनिङ जोडी म फेरि पनि जानकारी दिन चाहन्छु। पहिला ओपनिङ जोडी आसिफ शेख र कुशल बुर्तेरको रहनेछ नेपाली टिममा। अब केही कुशल बुर्तेर र आसिफ शेख तयार अवस्थामा रहेका छन् ओपनिङ गर्नको लागि। र त्यसपछि हामी ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ललाई ब्याटिङ गर्न आएको हेर्न पाउनेछौँ। एकदमै नेपालको लागि एकदमै ऐतिहासिक म्याच हो। आज डे एन्ड नाइट म्याच फर्स्ट टाइम खेल्दैछ नेपालले, र नेपाललाई कठिन पनि हुनेछ। नेपालले चाहिँ कुनै पनि डे एन्ड नाइट म्याच खेलेको छैन। सो नेपाललाई एकदमै कठिन हुनेछ आजको यो म्याचमा। र फिल्डिङ गर्नको लागि धेरै कठिन हुनेछ। सुरुमा नेपालले ब्याटिङ लिएको छ। अहिले ओमानमा लगभग 1-2 बजिसकेको छ र नेपालले चाहिँ राति चाहिँ फिल्डिङ गर्नुपर्ने अवस्था रहेको छ। त्यस कारणले गर्दा फेरि नेपाललाई फिल्डिङ गर्नको लागि समस्या हुन्छ, किनभने धेरै खेलाडीहरू चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म नाइटमा खेलेका छैनन्। त्यस कारण अप्ठ्यारो हुनसक्छ नेपाललाई फिल्डिङ गर्नको लागि। हजुरको लाइभ कपी भयो भन्ने हुन्छ। यदि तपाईँहरू मेरो भोइस अन्य च्यानलमा सुनिरहनु भएको छ भने चाहिँ कृपया तपाईँहरू एसके एडभाइसमा आउन सक्नुहुनेछ। हामीसँग अहिले 700 जना लगभग 700 जना चाहिँ स्ट्रिमिङमा जोइन हुनु भइसकेको छ नेपाली खेलको प्रतीक्षामा। सो अन्य च्यानलबाट तपाईँले सुनिरहनु भएको छ भने कृपया एसके एडभाइसमा आउनु होला है त। SKADVISC गलको साउन्ड एन्ड ट्रेन वेलकम टु स्ट्रिम। स्वागत छ ब्रो तपाईँलाई पनि। सो खेल सुरु हुन अब 10 मिनट मात्र बाँकी रहेको छ, जहाँ म फेरि पनि तपाईँलाई बताउन चाहन्छु नेपाली टिम पहिला ब्याटिङको लागि उत्रिनेछ। 2 जोडी एकदमै तयार अवस्थामा रहेका छन्। आसिफ शेख अनि कुशल बुर्तेरको 2 जोडी एकदमै तयार अवस्थामा रहेका छन् मैदानमा उत्रिनको लागि, ओपनिङ गर्नको लागि। हामीसँग 700 जना हुनुहुन्छ स्ट्रिमिङमा। कृपया स्ट्रिमिङलाई लाइक गरिदिनु होला, च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु होला। 46,000 सब्सक्राइबर कम्प्लिट हुन आँटेको छ। सो आशा गर्छु तपाईँहरूले 46,000 सब्सक्राइबर कम्प्लिट गर्नको लागि मद्दत गरिदिनु हुनेछ। र अब खेल सुरु हुन केही मिनट मात्र बाँकी रहेको कारणले गर्दा फेरि नेपाली टिमलाई जितको शुभकामना पनि दिनु होला। कतिको एक्साइटेड हुनुहुन्छ आजको खेलको लागि? म त एकदमै एक्साइटेड छु, किनभने नेपालले पहिलोपटक डे एन्ड नाइट म्याच खेल्दैछ। त्यस कारणले यो एउटा ऐतिहासिक क्षण पनि हो हाम्रो लागि। हामी प्रायः जस्तो विदेशी टिमहरूले मात्र, या भनौँ इन्डिया, पाकिस्तान, इङ्ल्यान्ड जस्ता टिमहरूले मात्र डे एन्ड नाइट म्याच खेलेको हेर्न पाउँथ्यौँ, तर आज आफ्नै देशले पहिलोपटक डे एन्ड नाइट म्याच खेल्दैछ। टेम्परेचर कति छ ब्रो भन्दै हुन्छ पक्नु है त। म त्यो बारेमा पनि तपाईँलाई हेरेर जानकारी दिनेछु। टेम्परेचर चाहिँ 51 34.2 डिग्री सेल्सियसको रहेको छ यति बेला। एकदमै तापक्रम चाहिँ धेरै हुने गर्छ ओमानमा। 34.2 डिग्री सेल्सियसको रहेको छ वेदर कन्डिसन यति बेला ओमानमा। अल एमिरत क्रिकेट स्टेडियममा एमिरत क्रिकेट ग्राउन्डमा चाहिँ आजको खेल खेलिँदैछ। नेपाल पहिला ब्याटिङको लागि उत्रिनेछ। म तपाईँलाई स्क्रिनमा चाहिँ आजको प्लेइङ 11 राखिदिनेछु है त। तपाईँले स्क्रिनमा हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ आजको प्लेइङ 11। हामीसँग 761 जना लाइभमा हुनुहुन्छ, सबैजनालाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। तपाईँहरू स्क्रिनमा चाहिँ नेपालको प्लेइङ 11लाई हेर्न पाउनुहुन्छ, जहाँ ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ल, कुशल बोर्तेल, आसिफ शेख, विनोद भण्डारी, रोहित कुमार पौडेल, कुशल मल्ल, त्यसै गरी सोमपाल कामी, करण केसी, विक्रम सोप र सन्दीप लामिछाने अनि सुशान्त भारी रहेका छन् नेपाली टिमको प्लेइङ 11मा। सो नेपाल अब केही मिनटमा ब्याटिङको लागि उत्रिनेछ, जहाँ हामी आसिफ शेख अनि कुशल बोर्तेलको जोडी हेर्न पाउनेछौँ। एस्केट बोर्ड टार्गेट कतिको देला आजको नेपालले? मेरो विचारमा आज नेपालले 280+ टार्गेट दिनेछ। तपाईँहरूको विचारमा चाहिँ कतिको टार्गेट दिइरहेको छ नेपालले? कृपया कमेन्टमा प्रेडिक्सन गर्नलाई त म सबैजनाको कमेन्ट पढ्ने प्रयास गर्नेछु। क्वालिटी राम्रो आएन भनेर धेरैले भनिरहनु भएको छ। यदि क्वालिटी राम्रो आएको छैन भने चाहिँ फोनको सेटिङमा जानु होला। अनि सेटिङमा गएपछि त्यहाँनिर क्वालिटीको अप्सन रहनेछ। त्यहाँनिर गएर तपाईँले एडभान्समा गएर चाहिँ 1080 बनाउनु भयो भने चाहिँ एकदमै राम्रो क्वालिटी पाउनुहुनेछ। सो क्वालिटी राम्रो आएको छैन भने चाहिँ कृपया सेटिङमा गएर चाहिँ क्वालिटी अप्सनमा गएर चाहिँ 1080 बनाउनु होला। 293 भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ रामु कटवालले। राम्रो आछ भन्दै हुन्छ गलको साउन्डले। लाइभ भिडियो आएको छैन भन्दै हुन्छ। लाइभ भिडियो चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले एक्सन स्पोर्टको टिभी च्यानलमा हेर्न पाउनुहुनेछ। सो हामीसँग यति बेला लाइभ स्ट्रिमिङमा लगभग 900 जना जोइन भइसक्नु भएको छ। सबैजनालाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। कृपया अहिलेसम्म तपाईँहरूले च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गर्नुभएको छैन भने चाहिँ च्यानललाई सब्सक्राइब गरिदिनु होला। हामी 47,000 सब्सक्राइबरको एकदमै नजिकै रहेका छौँ। आशा गर्छु तपाईँहरूले तपाईँको साथ र सपोर्टले हामी चाँडै नै 47,000 सब्सक्राइबर कम्प्लिट गर्नको लागि चाहिँ योग्य हुनेछौँ। र धेरैले लाइभ केमा दिन्छ, कहाँबाट हेर्न पाइन्छ भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ। युट्युबमा चाहिँ कुनै पनि अफिसियल रूपमा चाहिँ युट्युबमा लाइभ आउने छैन, तर धेरैले इलिगल रूपमा चाहिँ कपी गरेर लाइभ गर्न सक्छन्। तर अफिसियल रूपमा तपाईँहरूले युट्युबमा लाइभ हेर्न पाउनुहुने छैन। आजको खेलको लाइभ ब्रोडकास्टिङ तपाईँहरूले एक्सन स्पोर्टको टिभी च्यानलबाट हेर्न पाउनुहुनेछ। नेपाल T20 वर्ल्ड कपमा किन छैन भन्दै हुन्छ। नेपालले चाहिँ 2019मा भएको विश्वकप क्वालिफायरमा चाहिँ एकदमै खराब प्रदर्शन गरेको थियो। नेपालले त्यति बेला एसियन रिजन फायर अन्तर्गत र सायद कतारकै नेपालले चाहिँ ग्लोबल क्वालिफाई खेल्न पाएको थिएन। त्यस कारणले नेपालले T20 विश्वकपको लागि नेपाल सिधै ग्लोबल क्वालिफायरमा एन्ट्री पाएको छ। सो यो हाम्रो लागि एकदमै खुसीको खबर पनि हो। ग्लोबल क्वालिफायरमा नेपाल सिधै एन्ट्री पाउनु नेपालको लागि एकदमै खुसीको खबर हो। र यदि नेपाल चाहिँ ग्लोबल क्वालिफायरमा चाहिँ लगभग 16-17 टिमहरू प्रतिस्पर्धा गर्नेछन्, जसलाई चाहिँ 2 ग्रुपमा विभाजन गरिनेछ। र 2 ग्रुपमा विभाजन गरेपछि एउटा ग्रुपमा 8 जना कि 8 जना सायद 8 जना टिम समावेश गरिनेछ। र त्यसमा चाहिँ नेपाल यदि टप 3मा पर्न सक्यो भने नेपालले T20 विश्वकप खेल्न पाउनेछ। सो खेल लाइभ स्ट्रिमिङ सुरु भइसकेको छ एक्सन स्पोर्टमा। तपाईँहरू एक्सन स्पोर्टमा लाइभ खेल हेर्न पाउनुहुन्छ भने हामी चाहिँ मात्र लाइभ स्ट्रिमिङमा कमेन्ट्री प्लस स्कोर अपडेट मात्र गर्नेछौँ। सो पछिल्लो पटक पनि हामीले स्कोर अपडेट र कमेन्ट्री मात्र गरेका थियौँ, र आज पनि हामी त्यही मात्र सबैजनाले नेपाली टिमलाई जितको शुभकामना दिनुहोला। अब नेपाली टिम यति बेला मैदानमा उत्रिएको छ ब्याटिङ गर्नको लागि। कुशल भुर्तेल र आसिफ शेख मा उत्रिएका छन्। आज हामी आरिफ शेख र दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरीलाई टिममा देख्न पाउने छैनौँ। दिपेन्द्र सिंह ऐरी चाहिँ चोट लागेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि टिमबाट बाहिरिएका छन्। त्यसै गरी आरिफ शेख भने पछिल्लो पटक आरिफ शेखको पर्फर्मेन्स नराम्रो भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि उनी टिमबाट बाहिरिएका छन्। त्यसै गरी विनोद भण्डारी रहेका छन् नेपाली टिममा। शरद बेसकर र पवन सराफलाई टिमबाट ब्रेन्चमा बसाएका छन् कप्तानले शरद बेसकर अनि पवन सराफलाई। अलराउन्डरतर्फ हामी कुशल मल्ल, सम्पल कामी र करण केसीलाई आजको खेलमा हेर्न पाउनेछौँ भने बलिङतर्फ 3 जना बलरहरू रहेका छन्। विक्रम सोप, सन्दीप लामिछाने र सुशान्त भारी रहेका छन्। खेल सुरु भइसकेको छ। पहिलो बल डिफेन्स गरिदिएका छन् कुशल भुर्तेलले। सो म तपाईँलाई स्कोर बोर्ड ल्याउँछु है त, पक्नु है त। म तपाईँहरूको लागि स्कोर बोर्ड अगाडि प्रस्तुत गर्नेछु। पहिलो बल यहाँनिर डट भएको छ। म स्कोर बोर्ड मिलाउने प्रयास गरिरहेको छु। कृपया केही मिनट प्रतीक्षा गरिदिनु होला। यति बेला हामीसँग 837 जना स्ट्रिमिङमा जोइन भइसक्नु भएको छ। सबैजनालाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। खेल सुरु भइसकेर आसिफ शेख र कुशल भुर्तेलको जोडी यति बेला ओपनिङ गरिरहेको छ। दुर्गा खनाल, थ्याङ्क यू सो मच फर सब्सक्रिप्सन। पक्नै त म स्कोर बोर्ड मिलाउने प्रयास गरिरहेको छु। हामी त्यसपछि खेलको बारेमा तपाईँलाई अपडेट दिनेछौँ। यति बेला खेलको पहिलो ओभर चलिरहेको छ भने ओपनिङ जोडी कुशल भुर्तेल र आसिफ शेख र कुशल भुर्तेलको रहेको छ। ओभरको दोस्रो बल पनि यहाँनिर डट बल भएको छ। डिफेन्स गरिदिएका छन्। कुनै पनि रन हुने छैन। केही बेर प्रतीक्षा गरिदिनु होला। म स्कोर बोर्ड मिलाउने कोसिस गरिरहेको छु। सो ओके, फाइनली स्कोर बोर्ड मिलिसकेको छ। सो यति बेला खेलको तेस्रो बल चलिसकेको छ भने अब चौथो बलिङ गर्ने क्रममा रहेका छन्। बलर काबुवा मोरिया रहेका छन्। बलर बलिङ गर्ने क्रममा रहेका छन्। चौथो बल ओभरको कुशल आसिफ शेख छन् स्ट्राइकमा चौथो बल खेल्नको लागि र अलगा हातले खेल्ने कोसिस रहेको थियो आसिफ शेखको, तर फिल्डर तैनात रहेका छन्। कुनै पनि रन हुने छैन। यहाँनिर चौथो बल पनि डट बल भएको छ। यति बेला खेलको पहिलो ओभर चलिरहेको छ भने काबुवा मोरिया रहेका छन् बलिङ गर्ने क्रममा भने ओपनिङ जोडीको लागि आसिफ शेख अनि कुशल भुर्तेलको जोडी ओपनिङको लागि मैदानमा उत्रिएको छ। ओभरको पाँचौँ बल ओभर द विकेट बलिङको लागि तयार आसिफ शेख छन् स्ट्राइकमा र हल्का हातले डिफेन्स गरिदिएका छन्। कुनै पनि रन हुने छैन। पाँचौँ बल पनि डट। अब अन्तिम बल बाँकी रहेको छ र उक्त अन्तिम बल फेस गर्नेछन् आसिफ शेखले अन्तिम बल पनि फेस गर्नेछन्। यति बेला हामीसँग 721 जना स्ट्रिमिङमा जोइन भइसक्नु भएको छ। सबैजनालाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। दाइ फेसबुकमा चोरी भयो त भिडियोहरू केही छैन। होस् ब्रो, दाजु लिङ्क छ कि नै? लिङ्क छैन है त, हामीसँग चाहिँ लिङ्क छैन। तपाईँले टिभीमा चाहिँ आजको खेल हेर्न पाउनुहुनेछ। ओभरको अन्तिम बल आसिफ शेख छन् स्ट्राइकमा हल्का हातले खेलिदिएका छन्। हुक्स डिप क्षेत्रमा 1 रनको लागि सजिलोसँग 1 रन त मिलेछ, तर दोस्रो रनको लागि दौड लगाएका छन्। एकदमै राम्रो रन बिट्विन द विकेट। 2 रनसँगै ओभरको समाप्ति। पहिलो ओभरको समाप्तिमा नेपालको स्कोर 3 रन बिना कुनै विकेटको नोक्सानीमा पहिलो ओभरको खेल समाप्त भइसकेको छ भने नेपालले 3 रन बनाएको छ पहिलो ओभरमा। करेन्ट रन रेट 3 को रहेको छ। पहिलो ओभरको खेल सकिसकेको छ जसमा आसिफ शेख 2 रन, कुशल भुर्तेल 1 रनको स्कोरमा खेलिरहेका छन्। सो यो पछि को आउँछ भनेपछि चाहिँ हामी ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ललाई हेर्न पाउनेछौँ। यो पछि ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ल ब्याटिङ गर्नको लागि उत्रिनु हुनेछ। ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ल आउनुहुनेछ। सो यति बेला हामीसँग 756 जना स्ट्रिमिङ हुनुहुन्छ। हामी लाइभ केमा दिन्छ, लाइभ किन नदेखाउनु भएको भन्दै हुन्छ धेरै। लाइभ हाम्रो च्यानलमा चाहिँ आउँदैन। अरू च्यानलबाट तपाईँहरूले पनि हेर्न पाउनुहुनेछ नि। एक्सन स्पोर्टको टिभी च्यानलबाट मात्र आजको खेल लाइभ ब्रोडकास्टिङ हुनेछ। सो दोस्रो ओभर गर्नको लागि यति बेला बलर तयार अवस्थामा रहेका छन्। नोर्मन भानु
piece and does generate good movement with the new ball. He starts gun barrel straight through to Kushal Bertel. I think Vanua must be working his way back from a little bit of an injury. But for this, down the leg side, signalled wide. It's Ahmed Shah Pakteen, one of our two standing umpires today. He's had a change of ends. Oh, so nearly thudding into the pad. Just a fine outside edge saved. Kushal Bertel there because he was playing across the line. Vanua just getting that shape away from the right-hander. And look at the replay of this, because if he didn't get that bat down in time, that would have been as plumb as they come. It would have struck him right in front of middle stump. And he would have been, without doubt, a judged LBW, to my eyes anyway. Goes for the Yorker again. Good start this from Vanua. Yeah, interesting to see guy as much as anything wanting to do something different from the other day, wanting to ensure that his batsman gets some practice and also get the exposure to give his side the opportunity to field under the brand new floodlights here, used for the very first time in international cricket yesterday. Quite a sight indeed, and yeah, you're very welcome to join me here. Andrew Leonard, I'll say hello to you. That's the commentary camera. I'm up in the orange. And thank you so much for joining us, Andrew Leonard, here in the commentary box. Remember to get in touch with me throughout the day. Keep me company. I'll be commentating on my own throughout these 100 overs, so do keep me company at Cricket Badge on either Twitter or Instagram. Send me your questions and comments. I'll read those out. Probably get to those later in the power play. So, end of the second over. Tight start from PNG. Nepal 6 for none. Taken. That's going to be the first wicket. Hit in the air. Asif Sheikh holds the bat against his head. There's the joy. There's the celebrations that we're used to seeing from Papua New Guinea. That's more like it for them. And it's a debut wicket for Kabua Vagi. It was hit aerially. It was juggled. We saw Papua New Guinea put down a lot of catches yesterday. Just juggled and clung on to on the second attempt. An early strike, an early breakthrough for PNG. Look at the joy for Kabua Vagi. He's got a maiden one-day international wicket to his name. Asif Sheikh falls. He's gone for 3. From 7 deliveries, he's got to go. And Nepal, they are 6 for 1. It's the Nepali captain, Gyanendra Malla, in at number 3 for Nepal. And he's there because of a maiden ODI wicket for the left-arm seamer, Kabu Avagi, a moment he will never forget. And he so nearly has a second. I think Malla, as much as anything, deceived by the lack of pace. Really slow through the air. Old-fashioned, tempting left-arm swing bowling this. And look at this, he was through his shot too early. He's just chipped it in the air. It hasn't quite carried to Tony Ura, who's at mid-wicket. Yeah, that catch was taken by Assese Bao there. You see him at extra cover. And I think one of the fascinating things that we've seen from Papua New Guinea over the course of this week, it's definitely taken them a little while to get going again in international cricket, particularly with the bat. But what they are renowned for is their fielding, their quality of fielding, their energy, their enthusiasm, their passion, their celebrations, and their joy. The joy that they play their cricket with is a real sight to behold. And as I was having a chat to Asado Avala this morning, before the toss, before the warm-ups even, Asado Avala there in the background, he was saying we found it really difficult with COVID. They haven't been able to train together. They've also had to follow all the protocols, which of course means social distancing. You're not allowed to celebrate when you get wickets or congratulate your teammates. And that comes to the very opposite nature of what Papua New Guinea and the Barramundis cricket is all about. It's all about joy. And it's all about expressing themselves and enjoying themselves. And he said that his side have been making a conscious attempt to try and get back to the style of cricket that they play in. But they've just found it a little bit difficult, particularly on the opening day. Good start for them though here with the ball. Malla won't get off the mark, can't beat the circle that's tight. Cheers from PNG, 3 overs gone, Nepal 6 for 1.
हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और यदि आप लोग अभी तक मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर नहीं जुड़े हैं तो फटाफट से सभी के सभी टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर जुड़ जाइए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन कर दिया है। टेलीग्राम चैनल पर आप सभी लोगों को मैं सभी बड़े बड़े टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ, जैसे कि विक्रम सिंह गांधी हो गया, साहिल थला, दरबन दादर, दरबन टकला, युवराज सिंह राजपूत, जो कि जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिप्पर आप लोगों से पर मैच के 5-5 हज़ार 10-10 हज़ार रुपये चार्ज करते हैं, सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूं। साथ के साथ में मार्केट लोड भी प्रोवाइड करवाता हूं, ताकि आप लोगों को पता चले कि बुकी टीम कौन सी है और पंटर टीम कौन सी है, ताकि आप लोगों का स्ट्रेट मैचेस में नुकसान ना हो। और ये चीज़ आप लोगों को अब CPL में बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाली है। CPL में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी आप लोगों को मार्केट लोड की, और साथ के साथ ही मेरे चैनल की भी। तो सारे के सारे जाकर जुड़ जाइए। लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में दे दिया है, कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है, फटाफट से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल। अभी प्रॉपर सीरीज़ शुरू होने वाली है क्रिकेट की, मतलब पूरा मार्केट बैठेगा, लगातार सीरीज़ चलेंगी। IPL, फिर T20 हो गया, फिर बिग बैश, मजानसी, तो सभी टिप्पर अपना अपना पेड निकालेंगे, अपनी अपनी जेब भरने के लिए पैसे मांगेंगे आप लोगों से। तो किसी को भी कुछ भी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है भाई, सिंपल सा फंड है, ना तो पैसे लूँगा ना किसी को लेने दूंगा। तो सभी टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट आप लोगों को मिल जाएगी मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, जाकर सभी के सभी जुड़ जाइए। लिंक कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है। धन्यवाद। हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और यदि आप लोग अभी तक मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर नहीं जुड़े हैं तो फटाफट से सभी के सभी टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर जुड़ जाइए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन कर दिया है। टेलीग्राम चैनल पर आप सभी लोगों को मैं सभी बड़े बड़े टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ, जैसे कि विक्रम सिंह गांधी हो गया, साहिल थला, दरबन दादा, दरबन टकला, युवराज सिंह राजपूत, जो कि जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिप्पर आप लोगों से पर मैच के 5-5 हज़ार 10-10 हज़ार रुपये चार्ज करते हैं, सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ। साथ के साथ में मार्केट लोड भी प्रोवाइड करवाता हूँ, ताकि आप लोगों को पता चले कि बुकी टीम कौन सी है और पंटर टीम कौन सी है, ताकि आप लोगों का स्ट्रेट मैचेस में नुकसान ना हो। और ये चीज़ आप लोगों को अब सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाली है। सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी आप लोगों को मार्केट लोड की, और साथ के साथ ही मेरे चैनल की भी। तो सारे के सारे जाकर जुड़ जाइए। लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में दे दिया है, कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है, फटाफट से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल। अभी प्रॉपर सीरीज़ शुरू होने वाली है क्रिकेट की, मतलब पूरा मार्केट बैठेगा, लगातार सीरीज़ चलेंगी। आईपीएल, फिर T20 हो गया, फिर बिग बैश, मजानसी, तो सभी टिप्पर अपना अपना पेड निकालेंगे, अपनी अपनी जेब भरने के लिए पैसे मांगेंगे आप लोगों से। तो किसी को भी कुछ भी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है भाई, सिंपल सा फंड है, ना तो पैसे लूँगा ना किसी को लेने दूंगा। तो सभी टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट आप लोगों को मिल जाएगी मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, जाकर सभी के सभी जुड़ जाइए। लिंक कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है। धन्यवाद। हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और यदि आप लोग अभी तक मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर नहीं जुड़े हैं तो फटाफट से सभी के सभी टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर जुड़ जाइए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन कर दिया है। टेलीग्राम चैनल पर आप सभी लोगों को मैं सभी बड़े बड़े टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ, जैसे कि विक्रम सिंह गांधी हो गया, साहिल थला, दरबन दादा, दरबन टकला, युवराज सिंह राजपूत, जो कि जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिप्पर आप लोगों से पर मैच के 5-5 हज़ार 10-10 हज़ार रुपये चार्ज करते हैं, सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ। साथ के साथ में मार्केट लोड भी प्रोवाइड करवाता हूँ, ताकि आप लोगों को पता चले कि बुकी टीम कौन सी है और पंटर टीम कौन सी है, ताकि आप लोगों का स्ट्रेट मैचेस में नुकसान ना हो। और ये चीज़ आप लोगों को अब सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाली है। सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी आप लोगों को मार्केट लोड की, और साथ के साथ ही मेरे चैनल की भी। तो सारे के सारे जाकर जुड़ जाइए। लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में दे दिया है, कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है, फटाफट से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल। अभी प्रॉपर सीरीज़ शुरू होने वाली है क्रिकेट की, मतलब पूरा मार्केट बैठेगा, लगातार सीरीज़ चलेंगी। आईपीएल, फिर T20 हो गया, फिर बिग बैश, मजानसी, तो सभी टिप्पर अपना अपना पेड निकालेंगे, अपनी अपनी जेब भरने के लिए पैसे मांगेंगे आप लोगों से। तो किसी को भी कुछ भी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है भाई, सिंपल सा फंड है, ना तो पैसे लूँगा ना किसी को लेने दूंगा। तो सभी टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट आप लोगों को मिल जाएगी मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, जाकर सभी के सभी जुड़ जाइए। लिंक कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है। धन्यवाद। हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और यदि आप लोग अभी तक मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर नहीं जुड़े हैं तो फटाफट से सभी के सभी टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर जुड़ जाइए। टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन कर दिया है। टेलीग्राम चैनल पर आप सभी लोगों को मैं सभी बड़े बड़े टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ, जैसे कि विक्रम सिंह गांधी हो गया, साहिल थला, दरबन दादा, दरबन टकला, युवराज सिंह राजपूत, जो कि जितने भी बड़े बड़े टिप्पर आप लोगों से पर मैच के 5-5 हज़ार 10-10 हज़ार रुपये चार्ज करते हैं, सभी की पेड रिपोर्ट बिल्कुल फ्री अवेलेबल करवा देता हूँ। साथ के साथ में मार्केट लोड भी प्रोवाइड करवाता हूँ, ताकि आप लोगों को पता चले कि बुकी टीम कौन सी है और पंटर टीम कौन सी है, ताकि आप लोगों का स्ट्रेट मैचेस में नुकसान ना हो। और ये चीज़ आप लोगों को अब सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाली है। सीपीएल में बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी आप लोगों को मार्केट लोड की, और साथ के साथ ही मेरे चैनल की भी। तो सारे के सारे जाकर जुड़ जाइए। लिंक मैंने कमेंट बॉक्स में दे दिया है, कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है, फटाफट से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल। अभी प्रॉपर सीरीज़ शुरू होने वाली है क्रिकेट की, मतलब पूरा मार्केट बैठेगा, लगातार सीरीज़ चलेंगी। आईपीएल, फिर T20 हो गया, फिर बिग बैश, मजानसी, तो सभी टिप्पर अपना अपना पेड निकालेंगे, अपनी अपनी जेब भरने के लिए पैसे मांगेंगे आप लोगों से। तो किसी को भी कुछ भी देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है भाई, सिंपल सा फंड है, ना तो पैसे लूँगा ना किसी को लेने दूंगा। तो सभी टिप्परों की पेड रिपोर्ट आप लोगों को मिल जाएगी मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल पर, जाकर सभी के सभी जुड़ जाइए। लिंक कमेंट बॉक्स में पिन है। धन्यवाद। हेलो गाइस, स्वागत है आप सभी लोगों का मेरी लाइव में। और यदि आप लोग अभी तक मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल से जाकर नहीं जुड़े हैं तो फटाफट से सभी के सभी
ला लिगा सिजन टिकट खरिद गर्नका लागि
It certainly was a tight run thing between Rohit Paudel, who
55 000 वा 01
गइरहनु भएको छ।
42 ला लिगा सिजन टिकट
it certainly was a tight run thing. I'd remember he could only manage 9, so both the numbers 4 and 5 from Tuesday, they've been dropped. Arif Sheikh and Shard Vasaker left out of the side. Also Pawan Saraf, the off spinner, who fell to a first ball duck, he's been left out too. And that's a lovely drive. Definitely the shot of the day so far. Straight down the ground. It will travel with enough pace to run away for a dish home fibre net boundary. Take a quick look at the replay. The perfect straight drive. Full flourish of the bat. And Paudel gets into his work. 5 overs gone. It's 13 for 2.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा। यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dish Home Fiber Net.
पन्न 000 ला लिगा सिजन टिकट ला लिगा सिजन
और रोहित कुमार पौडेल स्ट्राइक
ला लिगा सिजन टिकट
To close out the 5th over. And now Paudel will get off the mark as well. Papua New Guinea look like they have been given a real talking to by their head coach, Carl Sandri, the Italian, ex-Italian international. Because they are a buzz in the field. Much more like the PNG of old, much more like the side who win so many hearts and minds. A little bit of fortune this time. It's dug into the pitch by Vanua. Mala does enjoy a pull shot. He usually go after anything a bit short. No real contact this time. Pulls out of that shot this time and understandably wide of the off stump. But it was certainly getting the ball down at a very good pace. We'll see Damien Ravu operate at a similar speed as well. It's been impressive. Likely to see Ravu first change, you'd imagine, with the debutant. Vaggy being given the ball to open the bowling. But it also looks like Vanua is happy to continue with this short ball attack, and it's interesting because there is no fielder out on the pull shot. So there are 3 fielders on the leg side, but it's only fine leg out Fine leg of the third man, the two fielders outside the circle. We're in the
लाइक सेयर गरिदिनु होला
first power play.
कमेन्टमा भएको लिङ्क युट्युब च्यानल
Tight over. Just 2 runs coming from it. The ball 15 for 2 after 6.
हामी केही बेरमा त्यही युट्युब च्यानलमा लाइभ आउनेछौँ यो लाइभ बन्द गरेर कृपया युट्युब च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु होला क्याप्सनमा कमेन्टमा
विदेशमा पनि फ्लोगाट र लेट फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मारो सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन
सबैले फलो गरेर साथ दिनु होला गाइज यो पेज यो लिङ्क सेयर गरिदिनु होला साथीहरुमा ग्रुपहरुमा सेयर गर्नु होला स्क्रिन कस्तो हुन्छ कमेन्ट गर्नु होला के प्रब्लम भयो भन्नु होला
A little bit fuller this time from Kabui Vagi Maria, who is on his one-day international debut. Always lovely to see a debutant. USA have had 3 this week and 1 for Papua New Guinea.
साउन्ड अझैको आइरहेको हो र ओके गाइज आई विल मेक
Yeah, really good tight probing stuff this, and certainly Vagi Maria has no great pace, and I just wonder how long it'll be before Mala or Rowan Powell start to look to come down the track towards the left-hander, counteract any of the swing that he's getting and maybe try to power the ball down the ground or hit with the swing into the leg side. 4 fielders on the leg side for Maria. See, that's the problem. If Powell stays back in his crease, there's not a lot he can do with that because it's a good length. But if he can get down the track, use his feet, maybe put some pressure back on the debutant, start to be able to get that Nepali scoring rate going. The time for a quick single there. I think Powell knows that this PNG side's fielding is excellent. They look in full energy despite their 4th game in 5 days. Nicely driven into the offside and a fumble, just half a fumble. I think Powell would have got home anyway, so a single to close out the 7th over. Nepal are 16 for 2.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ
Dish Home FiberNet.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लोगाट र लेट फ्री प्रडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मारो सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ
Dish Home FiberNet.
Yeah, thank you for joining us Watching there back in Nepal on Action Sports HD on the Dish Home Network. Andrew Leonard here with you, as I have been throughout the week. Pulled into the leg side. Just going to be a single. Nagasiaka tidies up. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me, because it's been a great week of cricket. The return of one-day international cricket for all three of these sides, for Nepal, for Papua New Guinea, and for the United States of America, and for USA. Just the fourth batsman in international history to hit 6 sixes in an over. And to give you an idea of just how rare that is, we had over 4,300 one-day internationals so far. Nearly 1,000 T20Is. So in the course of over 5,000 international matches, a mix-up. Oh, and he's going to get back. Mala sent Powdell back, and I think rightly so, but just as he sent him back, he's lost his footing. I think it looks like he's wearing half spikes, not full spikes. And he ballooned into the air. It was a real moment of drama. The throw came in to the keeper, Kipling Dariga, who in a flash, and that would have been out. A direct hit for the second time today would have been out. More fortune for Nepal. Work into the offside. Going to be plenty of time to get through for the single to close out the 8th over. Nepal still struggling. 20 for 2.
रोहित कुमार पौडेल स्ट्राइकमा रहेको छ भने यहाँनिर अपिल रहेको छ।
But he had 6 overs, 2 for 8 from his initial spell. Leaks onto the pads of Mala, who works it away to find leg for a single. He had 6 overs, 2 for 8 with 1 maiden, and I was really surprised he was taken off. He was all over Nepal. They couldn't find a way to get him away. Real old-fashioned stump-to-stump bowling. The tight ring field. Knows his game really well, Chad Soper. Great asset for this PNG side, and for Nepal, they're still trying to rebuild, finding it difficult after the loss of their openers to get any runs moving. That run rate under 2.5 and over at the moment. difficult after the loss of their openers to get any runs moving up. Run rate under 2.5 and over at the moment. And the leg side going to be runs, and it's not going to be off the bat, it's going to be wides, and 5 of them. That's a nice little freebie bonus for Nepal. Not a good delivery from Soper. Angled down the leg side, and nothing that Kipling Doriga could do. Beautifully bowled. Movement away from the right-hander. Good glove work from Doriga this time. See Powell rehearsing the shadow batting shot straight after. Away, and again a little bit of fortune for Nepal because there is a gully in place, but it goes high and wide to his left. So that'll close out the 9th over. 3 and over Nepal are going. They are 27 for 2. No ball called. Well, that's going to be a free hit that will hopefully, from a Nepali perspective, start to get their batsman going. A free hit signalled by Ahmed Shah Pakteen, the Afghan umpire, showing Damien Ravu where he's overstepped. So what that means, like all no balls these days, it's going to be a free hit. And the field cannot change as it's the same batsman on strike. So Rohit Paudel can just pick his spot here and target anywhere. Big swing and a miss, but it's going to be signalled wide, so we will have another free hit. Free hit signalled by Ahmed Shah Pakteen, also one for the over. So a disastrous start really for Damien Ravu. Yet to bowl a legal delivery, already gone for 2 runs, and still the free hit to come. And clubbed into the leg side. That's shades of Jaskaran Malhotra, exactly where he liked to target. It's the shorter side of the ground with us using the same wicket as yesterday. And Paudel gets away for the first 6 of the day. It's a Wow Energy Drink Power 6, smashed high and handsome into the deep. We're going to have a few more of those today, I'd say, the Wow Energy Drink Power 6s. And we're going to have a break in play because not for the first time, like we saw yesterday, someone from over on the construction site was had to go find the ball. Better from Ravu, back on a length, but disastrous start. 8 runs from the first legal delivery of his spell. The no ball followed up by a wide and then heaved high into the leg side by Rohit Paudel, who gets into double figures. Of a break in play, I think that Rohit Paudel has potentially broken his bat. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, the new bat collection being run on. No sponsor stickers on any of those, so if you're watching on there from home and you fancy picking up Rohit Paudel as one of your players, he's on the market for a bat sponsor. And with more and more eyes being drawn not just to associate cricket, but in particular Nepali cricket, doubt he'll be without a bat sponsor for too much longer. Star of the future, Paudel. Has him on the bounce, just on the jump there. Good pace from Ravu. Really good length that. That's much better from Ravu. That's where he needs to be. Remember, Ravu was the one who bounced out Gyanendra Malla. I'm going to close out a rather lengthy first over for Ravu. The power play is done. Nepal, 35 for 2.
चार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dish Home Fiber Net.
Thuds into the thigh pad from the bowling of Soper. Yeah, both Paudel and Malla just taking their time to get going. Strike rate's in and around 50 at the moment. Come off. Really an outside edge as much as anything. Brilliant work again on the offside from CJ Amini. He is such an athlete, an outstanding athlete, in fact, one of the best fielders going around associate cricket. Hit into the air and just chipped really over the head of the square leg fielder. Big swing and a miss outside the off stump this time. Yeah, I think the Nepali batsman just taking a little while to get used to what is definitely...
गाइस सबैले फलो गरेर राख्नु होला। म ब्याक आउँछु, लाइभ ब्याक आउँछु, नत्र नि युट्युबमा लाइभमा आउँछु म।
यो सँगसँगै ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्लको लागि दोस्रो चौका। वाउ, आज कप्तानले
difficult after the loss of their openers to get any runs moving up. Edged and no first slip in place. He's going to survive. Big moment in the match. Gyanendra Mala gets that away for a dish home. Fibre net boundary from hand coming off the bat. That would have gone directly to a first slip. And look at Chad Soper. Wipes lives, and the keeper's going to go back from the stumps because of that. I think he cling on to that. Strays down the leg side this time. Soper really getting the ball to talk. But as we get out of the first power play into the second power play, 4 fielders allowed outside the circle now. Playing a miss outside the off stump. So 11 overs gone from the ball, 42 for 2. So we have a whole string of awards today. We'll be bringing you in the post-match presentation the Food Mandu moment of the match. That's of course the food delivery service there back in Nepal. And as well as the Marvel Pipes safe duct, safe catch of the match. Early contender for that in the form of Sese Bao of Papua New Guinea as he juggled, and then we'll find out who the dish home player of the match is. Their performance is anything like Jaskaran Malhotra's was yesterday. We're in for a real treat. 173 not out he made yesterday. You haven't seen the footage of that yet. I'll try and bring it to you. Maybe at the first drinks break we'll bring you the package of those 6 sixes that were smashed high and handsome and all over the night, well, not quite the night sky, but the dusk sky, just as the sun was setting, floodlights were on. So the game nicely poised as we are entering the second power play. The second power play will run from the 10th to the 40th overs. of the match. 4 fielders allowed outside the circle at this point before we enter the third power play, where just you get the ability to have 1 additional fielder outside the 30-yard circle, 5 fielders then. That rule brought in, or law correction, brought in shortly after the 2015 Cricket World Cup, where the batsmen were plundering the ball to all parts in the last. I think that's going to run away. Yeah, for my money, I think that's gone for a dish home fibre net 4. We're going to wait to see what Chad Soper says and signals, and maybe he's just cut it off. It was right down in front of my commentary position. I thought he might have made contact with the rope at the same time as the ball, but we'll be able to get a better view here on the replay. Let's take a look. It was just trickling out towards the rope, and surely that's 4. It's been given as 3. Can't quite understand how that one wasn't a boundary. But it was a nice cut shot nonetheless from Gyanendra Malla. 12 overs gone. Nepal are 46 for 2. There'll be more runs here, cut away, and that's the shorter boundary, so a little bit of controversy as to whether the last one was a boundary or not, but that one is certainly a dish home fibre net 4. Width on offer from Chad Soper, and it's being treated with a bit of disdain by Gyanendra Malla. Poor delivery, short and wide, and pumped into the offside. And Malla just starting to get going. He's up to 20, and good recovery from these two. 50 for 2 now. The 50 comes up in the 13th over. Nicely bowled. Good comeback from Soper. Remember that edge through the vacant slip cordon and playing a miss there. Just maybe would like to see Asadoa Vala be a little bit more aggressive with his captaincy. Speculating who might be next in to bat. Graphics guys thinking Binod Bandari. Is that a fine edge? The bowler and the keeper think so, but Gyanendra Malla's going nowhere. Given not out, I heard something from my position. I've got fans on behind me, I'm a long way away, but I certainly heard something. Let's take a look. Keeper in particular, Kipling Doriga, was certain. He was almost running away in celebration. Wasn't as big an appeal from Chad Soper. Wide outside the off stump, significant movement. That's the way the wind is coming across the ground as well. It's going to push those outswingers from Soper across the right-handers, but I think we probably have to give credit to the umpire here, Rahul Asher. Good decision, that one. Asher standing alongside Ahmed Shah Pakteen of Afghanistan, Vinod Babu, the third umpire today, and the match referee. That's Graham Lebroy, of course, of Sri Lanka. It has been throughout the week. in the track this time, trying to counteract the movement, is Gyanendra Mata. And a bit of a mix-up in the field, but two barramundis there to cut it off. Big disappointment, I think, for PNG so far this afternoon to start this day-night international will be those extras at the bottom of your screen, the bottom left. 11 wides already. That's bloated, of course, by the 5 wides from Chad Soper, but don't want to be giving away single to close out the 13th over. Nepal, they're going at exactly 4 and over. It's 52 for 2. Single to close out the 13th over. Nepal, they're going at exactly 4 and over. It's 52 for 2. So we'll take the first of the 2 drinks breaks. But yeah, do get in touch and let me know what you think of today's game. I know people watching in huge numbers back there in Nepal, in particular on Action Sports HD. In Papua New Guinea, we had lots of messages yesterday from the Barramundis fans on TV1. And then in the Indian subcontinent, those Indian fans, I suppose they're devastated to not be watching the India-England Test match, which is being cancelled. But instead, you can join us and enjoy this one-day international anywhere in the Indian subcontinent. That's India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan or the Maldives, or in North America on Willow TV. So wherever you're watching from, get in touch and let me know what you're thinking. Do just send me a direct message on Instagram @cricketbadge or on Twitter @cricketbadge, the same handle, and I'll do my best to get to them all after this drinks break. Looking forward to talking to you and hearing your thoughts. Big series next week, isn't it, for Nepal? Only their second triangular series in that Cricket World Cup League 2. We've all waited 18 months through the madness that we've all lived through with the COVID-19 pandemic for the series and the league to get going again. But the good news is that the 7 nations have worked together really hard, the 7 competing nations in that tournament. That's Nepal, Papua New Guinea, UAE, Scotland, the United States of America, Oman and Namibia. Those 7 nations have worked really hard with ICC to ensure that that league will be played in its entirety. All sides will still play 36 one-day internationals. Worked into the leg side will just be a single to close out the 14th over. We'll come back to that. It's 54 for 2. Quite a bit of humidity as well. So conditions that certainly a little different to those in Kathmandu. So we get into these 4 one-day internationals. We've gone down to defeat in the 3 so far. They'll be looking to close out their win with what would be a maiden one-day international victory in recent times. Well, not exactly motoring, starting to push up towards 4 and over. They're going to want north of 200, you'd have thought. And Chad Soper is continuing. Just proved a little expensive today. Remember, he bowled 6 overs for just 8 runs. Edged wide of the gully. He's very wide, that man at gully. I think it's Asadoa Vala, the skipper. It's not a regulation gully, it's quite a square gully. It's a second ball that's gone to his left. This one was at a catchable height, the first one wasn't. And as we approach the drinks break, just one final reminder, get your messages into me as quickly as you can now at Cricket Badge on Twitter or on direct message on Instagram. We'll be coming to those after the drinks break. And what's more, when we get to the drinks break, stay with us, stay watching. We get to the drinks break, stay with us, stay watching. We get to the drinks break, stay with us, stay watching. History to do it. Much better from Soper. Just 1 run coming from that, the 15th over. Nepal 55 for 2 after 15.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन भरको
We're going to see spin for the first spin in the form of the leg breaks of CJ Amini. It's been very tight this week. It hasn't taken the scale of wickets that you might expect or hope from a leg spinner. And perhaps a bit surprising to see him come on from the Al Emirat end of the ground. I think that's probably because the wind will be pushing his leg breaks in to the right-hander, aiding his drift. Very short boundary to work with on the leg side. This one's cut into the offside, will just be a single as Gary Toka does the work. For all Gary Toka be the answer to one of those quiz questions as to who the bowlers were that got hit for the 6-6s. Can you name all 4 of them there at home? down the leg side and signalled wide. Big enthusiastic appeal from Kipling Doriga, not for the first time today. Nothing from the bowler. There was something, certainly come off something. There was a deflection. The batsman even indicating it's come off his pad, but Ahmed Shah Pakteen has given it as a wide. So maybe not out was the right decision, but certainly contact with something. You can see the deflection. Nicely bowled. You can see the drift, so the wind coming across the ground. If we look from behind the bowler's arm, that's from left to right, so it's going to push the ball alongside the revolutions on the leg spin into the right-hander, as it does there, and then he's hoping to turn it away. But the gamble that Amini is taking is that he's got a very, very short boundary in the leg side, particularly out to that sort of straight mid-wicket, cow corner region. So he can't afford to get too full or too short. His lengths have got to be good like they were in that first over. 3 runs coming from it. 16 overs gone. It's 58 for 2.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ.
Dish Home Fiber Net.
Back, that's Asido Avala. So he'll bowl his off breaks with the wind pushing across away from the right-hander. So that's why we're seeing the 2 spinners bowl from the ends they are. Vala coming in here from the pavilion end of the ground. A little bit less noise in the outfield today. Not from the fans, but from the construction. I think with Friday being a day off, less workers around the ground. Nice drift and a little bit of dip from Asido Avala. Just a very measured approach to the crease, isn't it? We were just talking about who were the 4 bowlers that have been hit for those 4 sixes. I'm sure you've all been guessing away at home. I'll tell you here. I'm telling you without Google as well, I promise. Know them off by heart. First one was Herschel Gibbs to hit the Dutch leg spinner. That was Dan van Bunge in 2007 in St. Kitts. And later in the year, the first T20 World Cup. Into the leg side, going to be runs and going to be on the second of the innings. It's a Wow energy drink, power 6. It was a real long hop from Asido Avala, a drag down. Just as we're talking about the bowlers who've been hit for 6 sixes, Mala gets pumped away for a Wow energy, power 6. Good muscle from Mala. Straight out to the vacant corner region. Back on the money. Second bowler to be hit for 6 sixes, that was Stuart Broad by Yuvraj Singh in 2007. The third, Akila Dhananjaya by Kyron Pollard earlier this year. And then yesterday, Gaudi Toka, he had it himself. Dropped, was it? No, it just hasn't carried. Just short of CJ Amini. We'll have a quick look and see if it did carry before we go to the drinks break that may be coming, or may be coming in just a minute or two. Powerfully pulled, and yeah, just short, almost on the half volley for CJ Amini.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ. त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवन घरको.
So Amini continues to sprint up to the stumps. There are 5 or 6 batsmen this week pull out. So where do you think this game is at as we approach the first drinks break? Are Nepal pleased with their position, having lost their 2 openers early on? Still hovering under 4 and over at the run rate, just 3.83. Toads into the pads of Mala. Good diving effort from Tony Ura, but he can't cut it off, so they will get through for the single. Just 1 ball remains, I think, surely before the drinks break. Yes, the 3rd umpire and the 12th men on the sides readying the drinks. Stay with us with the coverage because we're going to bring you the highlights of those 6 sixes. You can hear me lose my voice entirely. I'm going to go get a drink, as will the players. At the end of the 18th over, it's 68 for 2. Here it is, Jaskaran Malhotra smashing the ball to all parts, making history at this very ground at the Oman Cricket Academy last night.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ
Dish Home Fiber Net.
Inevitable that it's hit for 6. It can't be an inevitability, but when you've hit 11 of them now, like Malhotra has. Oh, that's a huge strike over the offside this time. Brilliant batting. 6 more back-to-back sixes. Sensational stuff from Malhotra. That's a much better shot. That's into the wind to the longest boundary. 6, 6, and 6 more, just about. That's 150 for Malhotra. He celebrates. The helmet comes off for the 3rd time today. He did it when he got to 50. He did it when he got to 100. And points up towards us as well. What a knock it's been. 155 not out now from 121 deliveries. One of the great one-day international innings you would ever want to see. They'll be talking about this for years to come. Across North Carolina, across Texas. Gonna smash this one down the ground. That's 6 more. 6, 6, 6, 6. 4 consecutive sixes from the bat of Jaskaran Malhotra. They're looking for that on the construction side. I don't know where that one's gone. But Malhotra is playing a quite remarkable knock. It's into the slot again. Looks like he's going to have the 5th. 6, 6, 6, 6. It's gone all the way up under the wind for a second, but I knew that one was gone as well. Toka's got done for 60. The first 5 deliveries of the final over the first innings have gone for 30. Malhotra stands on the brink of history. 1 ball remains. Can he join the batsmen who've hit 6 sixes in an over? It's got to go all the way. Can he do it? There it is. 6 of the best. He's hit 36 off the final over of the innings. Jaskaran Malhotra take a bow. One of the great one-day international innings of all time. 173 he's going to finish with. He joins the list. Herschel Gibbs, Yuvraj Singh, Kyron Pollard. You keep naming them. I don't know who else is on that list, but Jaskaran Malhotra is there now. He's done it. He has played Gaudi Toka for 6 maximums from the final 6 deliveries of the innings in one of the most astounding displays of batting you could ever imagine. Jaskaran Malhotra, you have played a gem of a knock. 173 not out. 6 sixes.
Hope you enjoyed the highlights during the break. That was of Jaskaran Malhotra's innings, an innings for the ages last night. And are we going to be in for some similar fireworks now? Today, Nepal starting to set a platform, going at just less than 4 and over. First drinks break taken. Lovely work into the leg side by Mala. Just gets through for the single. So your messages have flooded in on social media. Thank you for all of those. I'm going to start running through them now. Reduce the feet, but good fielding as always, despite the fumble from CJ Meany. Good grain made across to his right. Yeah, if you want to hit me up for those messages, it's at Cricket Badge on Twitter or Instagram. Send me a tweet or a direct message and I'll try to read them out. The first one coming from San Francisco on the west coast of the USA. Andrew, love your commentary. Thank you. Ahmed Pedal, very kind. Woke up at 3:30 a.m. to watch Nepal playing, watching on Willow TV. Hope they put on a decent score before I head out for work. That's the passion of the Nepal fans. 19 overs gone. We'll come back to those messages. 70 for 2.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको
So Amini is going to continue. His leg spin been very tight so far, very accurate leg breaks. And questions continue. This one from Kapali, who is watching on from Bhaktapur. I think that's back in Nepal. He's asking, would you like to see as the next vice captain from Nepal? Good question. I think someone like Dipendra Singh Airi might be a very good choice. No, he's not in the starting 11 today or yesterday. I think he might be struggling with a bit of an injury. Fuller this time from Amini. Yeah, maybe what about Karen KC? He's a good leader. All-round cricketer as well. Big deal from Amini and the keeper this time. Both interested in that one. So you can take a look at how close this was. Now inside edge. If it had hit the bat, it would have been very close indeed. And hit into the air, but wide of Norman Vanua out at deep cover, and a brilliant throw, a direct hit from the deep about 70 yards out. I think would have caught Rohit Paudel short. So fortune again for Nepal. They're living dangerously. Look at this throw that comes in from the deep. Made great ground across to his right, picked up cleanly with one hand, and it was a flat throw. And watch this, direct hit definitely would have caught him short. 20 overs gone, 74 for 2. So Vala's going to come around the wicket now to Gyanendra Malla, and that's the topic of my next question. This one coming in from, I'm afraid I can't pronounce his name because it's in the local Nepali script. At MNMLNDKL, who is from Kathmandu, asking, how do I rate Gyanendra Malla's batting? It's a good question. I think he's a very experienced batsman. I'd certainly like to start to see him score more heavily and more regularly, but he's a very powerful striker of the ball. He's a great asset, and I think the real linchpin of this Nepali batting order. At number 3, next question coming on from Bipin Kanal, watching from Kathmandu via Action Sports HD there, and he's asking, what do you think Nepal needs to work on for the betterment of their batting display in particular? Comes off the outside edge. It's a very good question. I think the big issue over the history of Nepal batting, probably with the exception of Paris Khadka, it's just been a bit all or nothing, being 6s or dots, or 4s or dots, just like their big shot. They don't work the ball around as naturally as they perhaps should. That's why Dipender Singh Airi is such a big miss in this Nepal batting lineup, and you can see there 3 consecutive dots, not what you want in the middle of the innings. We'll come back to those questions. 21 overs gone, 77 for 2.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dish Home Fiber Net.
Good that for Malla, down the ground for a single. The singles I was talking that Nepal need to start getting more of. Next question comes in from Samyog Little. He's asking me, how excited are you to come into this year's Everest Premier League, and which Papua New Guinea player would you like to see there? Great question. The EPL is a fantastic tournament. Was lucky enough to host that in 2018. Work on the broadcast. I was just blown away really by the passion and the joy within the fans. All about love, that tournament, and the love of the game, the love of cricket. The beautiful TU International Cricket Ground. Comes off an inside edge. A little bit of fortune for Malla. He'll get through for the single. And in terms of which Papua New Guinea player I might like to see there, to be the one with the ball in his hand right now, CJ Amini. Good leg spin bowler. Dynamic, fantastic fielder. He plays the game with an enthusiasm that Nepali fans would love. Googly this time, going to be too high. He's deceived Rohit Powell. He hasn't picked it, but that is going to clearly bounce over the top of the stumps. It's probably, as much as anything, more of a top spinner. But you can see there, Powell hasn't picked it. Good bowling. Yeah, I'd love to see CJ Amini in the Everest Premier League. He would be brilliant. Be brilliant for the tournament. Too many dots at the moment for Nepal. 22 overs gone. It's 80 for 2.
विदेशमा पनि फ्लो गार्ड र लेड फ्री प्रोडक्ट नै युज हुन्छ। त्यही भएर गुणस्तरीय प्लम्बिङको भरपर्दो नाम मार्बल सुरक्षा घरको साथ जीवनभरको।
We'll get through for one, Malla. He's looked more fluent than Powell has. There's a big shot. I was saying it's a bit all or nothing. There's a man out there, but it's going to fly over his head. Goes away for a Wow Energy Drink Power 6, and it's a good strike. Finally releases the shackles. Powell certainly risk-taking, though. He's hitting almost straight into the wind to the biggest boundary in the ground, but that's the confidence that Powell has. Goes straight over the head of Norman Vanua, who, as soon as it was hit, just turned his back. That's better. Good batting. Gets the big maximum, the Wow Energy Drink Power 6, and then he gets it down the ground for one. Have to see some aggression from the Nepal batting lineup now. Great work from Amini at mid-wicket. More questions coming in to me at Cricket Badge on Instagram and Twitter. Loads of tweets coming in. This next one is from, brilliant from Amini again there, Anil Dungana, watching the game from Nepal, Action Sports HD. He's wondering about the form of Gyanendra Malla. Do I think that Malla should drop himself and give some opportunities to the younger boys? I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Anil. I don't think the captain of the country should drop himself. He's doing a very fine job there on 38, leading his nation well. We'll see how he goes for the rest of the afternoon. 23 overs gone, it's 88 for 2.
डिसोमको रिचार्जमा इन्टरनेट सित्तैमा यो योजना डिसोम फाइबर नेट सेवा पुगेको स्थानमा उपलब्ध छ।
Dish Home Fiber Net.
To go at Powell's tally. Cutaway, going to be more runs. Could well be back-to-back twos, but Soper is quick. Powell wants a second, but Malla rightly sends him back. The next question, this one coming in from Shadri in Kathmandu, watching via Action Sports HD. He's asking, how much do you think Nepal will miss Dav Watmore after this series? Will they continue to impress, or will there be a drop in their performances? Malla has picked that one up. That's his power and class from the Nepal captain. The 6 is starting to rain. It's another Wow Energy Drink Power 6. A drag down this time from CJ Amini. Not even that short, in fact, but it's gone away into the construction side, over the retaining wall. In fact, it's down onto the football pitch. Well, to answer your question, Shishadri, before it was interrupted by that maximum, there's Dav Watmore, the man we're talking about. How much do I think Nepal cricket is going to miss him? I think it is impossible to state just how much he'll be missed. He's made a gigantic impact on Nepali cricket in the 12 months or so that he's been in the role. It's a great shame that he's moving on, but understandable at the same time. It's a very different world these days, and not able to get home to his family, giving us a bit of a clap there for Malla. Will there be a drop in performances when he leaves? It's hard to know. I think he's going to leave a real legacy on the game, and depend on who comes in. Good batting this. I think the most expensive over the innings so far, already 10 runs from it. But yeah, I cannot speak highly enough about Dav Watmore, not just as a coach, but also as a